Okay, good morning guys. Today is another day where I practice it before sunrise, okay? And I'm gonna spend the whole day practicing it before sunrise because you know that I've been practicing it before sunrise for the past like 2 weeks almost. And this is the another day I keep practicing. But today I want to talk about one issue. Do you remember guys, if you watch my videos, probably you noticed something by now. I always tell you guys, you should learn words by memorizing. Memorizing words is the biggest mistake when it comes to learning a language, when it comes to especially learning English. I always tell you guys, I always talk about it. In English, some words have several different meanings, like more than many different meanings, and those words are not related to each other most of the time. If you're not learning English words within the context, that means you're wasting your time. In the long term, you will end up forgetting most of the words that you learn. And so basically you will waste your time, and at the end of the day, you will feel very insecure about yourself. You know, you will always question yourself like, okay, what is wrong with me? I always end up forgetting the words. The way you learn words should be, you need to learn words while speaking all the time, guys. This is what I do all the time. If you ask me like, Arsen, how do you learn words? I always learn words by speaking. I always learn words while I'm speaking. Don't try to learn words by just watching things and by just memorizing things and by just reading things, but always learn words within the context and always learn words while speaking.
We got a sunset here.
Yeah.
We got the Ferris wheel.
We got a sunset here, we got the Ferris wheel.
Seems like
What? Are you trying to say you want to kiss me?
It seems like this will be what? It seems like this will be what? What? So, you know, are you trying to say you want to kiss me now? Are you trying to say you want to kiss me? Are you trying to say you want to kiss me? Are you trying to say you want to kiss me now? What was that I am learning bullshit? What was that I am learning bullshit? That is the cow, yeah, I am the cow. And the cow is a bit weird, the cow has a disease. The cow is a bit weird, the cow has a disease. She's acting a bit strange, like a dog. You know, if someone throws a stick, she fetches it. Someone throws a stick, she fetches it, and she can smoke with hooves and everything. Hooves. Let me give you one simple example and explain how you need to actually learn words, how you should actually learn words. Crash, right? Crash in a big party.
in it. You know, like my life was my own doing or something. You know, like I was crashing a big party.
I eventually kind of took pride in it. Like my life was my own doing. Like, you know, like I was crashing a big party. You know, like I was crashing a big party. Now, when I see this expression, crash in a big party, what is the meaning of crash in this context? In this context, crash means if you're going somewhere, if you're going to a party without getting an invitation, that means you're crashing this party. So basically, you're going to a party, but you're not invited, you're not wanted there. Nobody invited you, but you're going to this party. That means you're crashing this party. So basically, if you're going to a party, if you're going somewhere without getting an invitation, uninvited, that means you're crashing. You're crashing this event, you're crashing this party, wherever you go. When I see this word, when I hear this word, crash, there is also another scene. There is also another meaning of crash, which I remember from France.
You wanna crash on the couch?
No, I gotta go home sometime.
Alright, you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Monica says, Ross, you're gonna crash on the couch. What is the meaning of crash on the couch? The same word, guys. Crash on the couch. What is the meaning of crash in this context? In this context, crash means to sleep somewhere temporarily. Let's say you're going to your friend's party, okay? You're going to your friend's party, but after the party, you're so drunk and you can't get back home, you can't drive back home, and your friend's telling you, you know, tonight you can crash on the couch, tonight you can crash on the couch, or tonight you can crash here. If your friend or someone tells you you can crash on the couch or you can crash here, that means you can't sleep here. You can't sleep here, you can stay here, you can stay here for tonight, or you can stay here for a few days. Okay? So that's the another meaning of crash. To sleep somewhere temporarily. Or to live somewhere. Let's say you're homeless. You can't afford your rent, you fail to pay your rent, your landlord kick you out of the apartment, and you're homeless, you're on the street. Your friend calls you and tells you, hey man, you can come and crash at my house until you find a place. So that's the another meaning of crash, okay? But also there's this another meaning of crash, which I am pretty sure many of you are familiar with the first meaning of crash, the main meaning of crash. When I say crash, I directly remember Kennedy. Swerve, honk, 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 crash.
This morning I'm laying in bed and I just hear swerve, honk, 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 crash.
this scene directly snaps in my head, okay? It's so vivid. I can directly remember this scene from Kennedy. And because I was practicing with Kennedy, I told you guys many times I practice with YouTubers. So in this example, in this context, if you're crashing into something, that means you hit something in a very violent way, okay, that leaves damages or someone is hurt. If you look at those examples, I gave you guys 3 very basic examples from different scenes.
Like I was crashing a big party.
You wanna crash on the couch?
No, I gotta go home sometime.
Here, swerve, honk, 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 crash.
From YouTuber Kennedy, from Before Sunrise, and from Friends. If you're not learning English within the context, you will more likely end up forgetting those words, forgetting different meanings of those words. So it is so important to learn English with the scripts while speaking, because while you're speaking, you learn words within the context, and that makes it even harder for you to forget those words in the long run, in the long term. If you go sit in front of your computer and check out the different meanings of, look up the different meanings of crash, there are so many words in English like this with several different meanings. You're not a machine. You can't code every single thing, every single word's different meanings in English in your brain. You need to practice with the scripts, because while you're practicing with the scripts, there's always emotions involved. I always say this, I can't stress this enough. I can overstress this. Even when I say overstress, I directly remember this scene from Normal People.
Reading lists are available in the early weeks, and I cannot overstress this. Start reading early.
So I can overstress this. There is always emotions involved. When the emotions are involved in your English learning process, you will more likely to remember words and the stories and everything. It's time for Turkish coffee. Now I'm gonna make myself Turkish coffee because it's a time for a break. When I was practicing with Before Sunrise, there's a scene in Before Sunrise where this fortune teller looks at this, reads this poem, poem right there.
I want your palm read.
And when I was watching this scene, about fortune tellers, something caught my attention, something got me thinking about the Turkish tradition. There is a very unique Turkish tradition in Turkey about coffee, Turkish coffee. People in Turkey, people are fortune telling through coffees. For instance, even in my family, my sister does this all the time. For instance, what they do is you drink the coffee, okay? And after drinking the coffee, after finishing your coffee, you turn over the cup like this, you turn it upside down and leave it like this, okay? And then leave it like this until it gets cooler for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. You never move it and you keep it weighted like this. And after half an hour, until it's totally completely cold, you open it, okay? And then by looking at the patterns on the bottom of the cup, on this cup, basically people are telling stories, like telling your future, like what's going to happen in your future, etc. And also they keep those saucer like this, read the saucer like this, by looking at the saucer, by looking at the patterns on the saucer, they kind of tell what's going to happen in your future. Even my sister does this all day, every single day, all the time. Anytime she has a coffee, she's drinking a coffee, she does this all the time. I don't do that. I used to do that when I was a kid, but I'm not doing this. Okay, let's make our coffee, okay? So I told you about this. I like Turkish coffee so much because normally I have a very sensitive stomach. This is why I like Turkish coffee. It never hurts my stomach. It never makes me feel bad. It doesn't give me anxiety, make me shaky. It's good. So yeah, I like it. Okay, let's eat some cookies, shall we?
Cookie?
Driving on unfamiliar streets has always given me anxiety.
Driving on unfamiliar streets is always giving me like anxiety.
But I knew Salt Lake so well, I really knew the ins and outs of it.
I knew Salt Lake so well, I really knew the ins and outs of it.
Because Salt Lake is really small, honestly, it's not that big of a city. But here,
Salt Lake is really small, honestly. It's not that big of a city. But here, I don't know anything. I have no idea where anything is, but here, I don't know anything. I have no idea where anything is.